Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I am very early, but I got dressed and got ready a little earlier, and I figured that it was Sunday. Usually, Sunday is not necessarily the day that I come on live, but I just had a message and I had to come here and I had to deliver. I just felt like it was, I don't know, it sat on my heart over the weekend. And I decided that it was extremely important to come forward and to talk about a very sensitive topic happening right now in Haiti. But I think it's because I have realized over the past couple of months, I have realized that so many people follow my channel that are non Haitians. And also, you should never, thank you so much. I have one person who came in, that person came and liked the live. Thank you so much. I appreciate three people. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. I hope that you guys were able to read over in the community section. I did say that for tonight. I had a very important message. Great evening to you, Princess. Mwah. Great evening to you, Pierre Lujo. Thank you for being here with me. I'm a little early, but I figured tomorrow is Monday that we just might kick in and come here early. Tonight is a very important topic. Oh, wow, I love it. Four people, three likes. Yes. Hey, Recession, how are you? Hi, how are you guys? How are you doing? How are you doing? So, I'm gonna I'm just going to warm up and talk to you guys for about like 4 to 5 minutes. But really, for tonight, I'm not really going to pay attention to the comment section. I from Haiti. Uh, I don't know about that. Mm-mm-mm. I just had, I actually have a very important topic discussions that I want to bring into you. I really felt like it was probably like a topic that I could have video, but these days I don't yet. I'm not really doing video. It sat on my heart very heavily. And I really felt like it was a message. And I could not, it was today. I had no plan to come on live. I had no plan to really get some work done for tonight. But for some odd reason, you guys know I work for the heavens. They were like, this is you gotta come, you gotta talk, you gotta let people know, because as I said to you before, I am aware that I do have a lot of followers that are non-Haitian, and even when people are Haitians, I do not believe that people really understand what is happening right now in Haiti. It's very important to know in order to solve any problems, in order to solve the problems like really well, you have to know what is the problem. You have to know how many times are you really sick, but doctors have to run a lot of tests on you, right? They have to figure you out. They have to figure your entire health system. They have to ask you questions about your past in order for them to treat you well. And at times, for example, if you suffered for something when you were a teenager or a child, as an adult, the medicine that these doctors are going to give you, it's never going to be the same medicine because your metabolism had changed. So for tonight, the topic discussions, it's very important, guys. It can be a little bit sensitive, but it's a message, and I had to come, and I, especially knowing what I know, that is going to come moving forward, I just felt like it was in my heart to come and deliver the message. So with that being said, let me do my little announcement. I'm very certain that many of you are aware that I will be hosting a live event on December 17th, 2022, between the hours of 7 and 9 p.m. This event is strictly geared toward anyone that is interested into the markets of Haiti at any type of level. It is mostly future forward thinking. So whatever we're going to discuss, it's not even as futuristic as we are thinking, because we definitely already are into the new world order. And it's strange, right? I wasn't really doubting myself, but this week was very tough for me. I will go ahead and say that it was very tough for me. And I was really trying to ask myself if I was going to have that courage to continue. And I wasn't so sure. I was still, just lounging in the house. And I took my phone and I went on Instagram, right? And as soon as I opened my Instagram, I saw a sponsored post from Caribbean Market, or like it was a sponsored post letting people know here in Haiti that this market, I don't know if it was Caribbean Market or kind of like a group of market now here in Haiti, mainly Port-au-Prince. They were saying like the first thing that you're going to see in e-commerce. So basically all you had to do, which most of you who are in developed countries know, is go onto their website and shop online, and then go into the supermarket and pick up your groceries. And I actually saw a restaurant that I've been following for the longest of time. I've been dying to go there to eat if I end up, now that they offer for you to again go into their website, order what you want, and grab it as you go. And I was like, if this is not the heavens telling me to move forward into my plans, then I don't know who it is, because this is literally what I am letting you guys know when it comes to e-commerce. And we are going to cover that a little bit more in depthly into what we are going to talk about during the event. Because now what you have to understand is, this is also, as I was really getting ready, and I said to myself, there's nothing that, these guys that are creating this chaos that we have right now, they cannot do anything about that. This is like the winds of Jupiter. This is, we remember, if you are familiar into my videos, I've said this to you. Haiti will change whether we want it to or not. And right now, this madness that they are creating, they are literally propelling Haitian business people into already the future, into e-commerce. Because now with the rising insecurity that we have here in Haiti, people are unable, it's like it's a hassle. So just a hassle for people to think about going to the supermarket, shopping, and then going, and the line, if you're not familiar with Port-au-Prince, it's always overcrowded with so many vehicles. So now people are thinking ahead, right? People are already, so this is what I'm telling you. Oh, I forgot to open my window. Give me a second. I'm getting a little hot. Give me a second. Thank God I put a pins on me. People on YouTube, usually it's the upper body, but I like to get dressed because, living in Haiti, you always got to run. So you just never know. Yeah. So like I was telling you before, so I wasn't really doubting myself with my event, but sometimes you are in the now. When you are living the now, it's hard, especially if the now is very tough, which is currently happening now. So it's a little hard for you to remove yourself from the now and to propel yourself into the future. And I felt like it was really a confirmation from God when I saw that sponsored post on Instagram. And I was like, okay, you are right where you are supposed to be. You are doing exactly the work that you're supposed to be doing. You are just a little ahead. You're just a little ahead from everybody, but you got to keep forward. So you really want to be a part of this event, guys. And I'm also, like I said to you before, the space are very limited because it's just the way that I really want to do it. I kind of want to have like just a small event. So if you really want to be a part of it, you want to get your seats. People are getting their seats. I have a number in mind, and when I reach that number, I'm just going to limit. I'm not going to have people come in. So is I like it. Actually, I'm going to be working on a lot of content for it again for this week. I did say that I have a code of conduct that is going to come in. Now I kind of said that I might have it for the event, but I'm not quite sure if it'll be finished around the event. So what I'll do is I'll finish it up and you guys will receive it. Everybody who was a part of this event will have access to guide to doing business in Haiti. You will also have access to that code of conduct. That code of conduct is very important because it's something that you really want to have in mind, even if you're coming down to Haiti. It's really going to be a very detailed code of conduct. I'm gonna go into so many, little things for you so you can have it, read it over and over and sort of like study it. Even if you are coming to Haiti to visit Haiti, I just feel like it's going to be a great document for you to receive. It's really not, hopefully it's not going to be long. The guide to doing business in Haiti is just not long. It's something that some of your non-readers is something that some of you can really have. So these are all that are going to be available to clients. So whether you are a past client, you will receive the code of conduct. And if you are someone who is a part of like the event, you will also receive it. Now, I had people who wrote to me and asked me, past client, if they could. Of course, you can participate into this event, even if you were like if you already receive a consultation is mainly geared toward something that is personal to you. This event, it's something that is related to Haiti and it's as a whole. So if you can join, I really feel like it's going to be a great investment into yourself. Plus, the beauty of it is you're going to get to connect with other people who are also going to be a part of this event, and you might be surprised as to the people who are actually joining. So for tonight, guys, it was in my heart to come and to talk about the gangs of Haiti. I just felt it in my spirit to shed light into what Haiti is presently in doing. I really felt like it's so weird, and I'm curious to see probably, parentheses. Hopefully, everyone was able to catch the last discussions that I had over on DL Consulting Firm on Instagram. You really want to be able to watch that live where we analyze the possible involvement of President Abinader into Haiti's current madness. So hopefully you guys were able to catch that as well. Okay, so I don't know why. Okay, now I'm going into my intuition. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I can see that everybody is just so focused into what I have to say. I don't see any comments, so let's get to it. Like I said to you before, guys, I really don't know why. It was over, it must have been yesterday evening, where I knowing the situation, and maybe I have not discussed to the extent of the situation here in Haiti with the gangs, and knowing what I know about the United States of America and what they are getting ready to do, moving maybe into 2024 with these gangs, I just felt that it was highly important to come forward and to shed light as to this issue that Haiti is presently facing. Okay, so for tonight, we're going to dive very, very deeply into the gangs of Haiti. I'm going to try to make it short. So it's 14 minutes, 20 minutes or so. So in about half hour, you guys can write out any questions that you have, and then we'll get the discussions popping. But let me get my thoughts out, and let me just put certain things out, and then you guys can connect with me, and I can just read your comments. So why am I talking about that? The very first thing I said to you that I am aware that many people don't really know about the issues that Haiti has. They don't know the in depth of it. They don't know the back end of it. They don't really know the ins and out of it, right? The second thing that we have to keep in our mind is this, right? A lot of time, what is a gang? The system of a gang. This is something that it blew my mind away the way Haiti right now, especially Port-au-Prince, is quote unquote filled with gang members. And in a lapse of time, in really less than 2 years or so, in a very short amount of time, these gang have managed to organize themselves and to literally take over the entire city of Port-au-Prince. So if this is not a like how can I say, if this is not a genius idea, then I don't know what is. Again, hopefully you guys were able to catch the video that I shared on the community that I spoke to you about that last general. I talk about that at the end. If you are a non-speaker Creole, do not worry, I will get into that with you. So now you guys know I have to do my notes and we have to do things a little bit the proper way, strategically. Now let's talk about a gang, right? What's a gang? When people talk about gang members, what comes in mind? So basically, gangs are organized groups of criminal. So I went online today, and of course, the Department of Justice of the United States, because the United States is one of the leading countries with juvenile delinquency and youth and gangs and of the sort. One thing that you need to keep in mind is that Haiti has never had any gang members. Haiti is not a country. This is a phenomenon that is no less than 2 or 3 years. When I came into Haiti 2017, Haiti had no gangs. This whole phenomenon of gangs literally took, it was probably like maybe around 2020 or 2019 or so. I'm not quite sure, but really it kind of like grew in the last year or so. So where did these quote unquote gangs came from? We're gonna analyze that, ladies and gentlemen. That's my message. That's what the heaven said. You need to talk about that tonight because of what the US government is getting ready to do to these kids. Okay. So in their dictionary, they had gangs are criminal street gang means any ongoing organization, association, or groups of 3 or more persons, whether formal or informal, having as one of its for many activities the commission of one or more of the criminal acts, having a common identifying sign or symbol, and whose members individually or collectively the parties, please stop, okay? Identify, see, I lost my train of thought. I should have not looked at the comments. Having a common identifying sign or symbols, and whose members individually or collectively engage in or have engaged in a pattern of criminal ongoing activities. So I took that definition this afternoon, and it was from, I believe, the Department of Justice of the United States. Okay, so let's just go into our common language, right? So pretty much they're letting us know that gang members are people that are sometimes youth that are collectively into criminal activities. Is that the case when it comes to Haiti? And why is it that now it feels as if every young adult in Haiti is part of a gang? What you need to understand, ladies and gentlemen, and what I've discussed here on my channel, and I've always discussed, is that this is a country that is dead. Okay? This is a country that has absolutely no social activities, very few public schools that are the best. And the country of Haiti, unless you are an individual who has access to a somewhat decent job, when it comes to the body of the government of Haiti, it has never been functional. So right now we're seeing at the forefront what has always been at the back end. The government of Haiti has absolutely never been functional. So when we talk about the youth of Haiti, a lot of these people, unfortunately, or especially here in Port-au-Prince, they leave the countryside, the beautiful, luscious countryside of Haiti, to come to the city because they cannot find any adequate work in the countryside, and because the agriculture has been failing for the longest of time. So these people, they leave a lot of time. You have to visit the countryside of Haiti to agree with what I'm saying. They leave luscious, luscious lands, decent homes, to come and live in what we call bidonville in Haiti. Hello, my sweetheart. It is so good to see you. I was under your live a little bit earlier and I decided to get ready so that I could come live. I'm going to go finish watch your live probably over the night. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. You're going to enjoy this topic very, very much. So these people leave the countryside, right? And this has been happening for the longest of time. And the state of Haiti has never, never, never talked about that. They've never done anything. And now it's even worse because you have all of these lands that are literally empty. So a lot of these people left the countryside to establish themselves in Haiti and in Port-au-Prince just to get by. And what kind of jobs did these people get? These people, a lot of times, some of them are able to further their education, go to school and, worked. Now, I'm really talking about 20 years ago. I'm not talking about now. We're talking 20 years ago. But a lot of times when you found, mothers, so people who were already, had children already, when they came here, they became maids. So they would go to people's home, they would clean, they would cook, to support their families, in the countryside. And sometimes what ended up happening, or most times what ended up happening, is instead of going back to their place of origin, so wherever they came from, they send for family members to come be with them, and they end up living in what we call bidonville. A bidonville would be, if you've ever visited Haiti, sadly, it is the trash that you see when you're landing in Haiti. It is basically places. Listen, these are places where people live, right? I don't even know how they do it because there's no such thing as spaces in between these houses. It's literally corridors after corridors, and then little houses after little houses. And I remember, when we were kids and we would not want to study, my parents would get so harsh on us and tell us that we would end up in corridors, because we would not be able to be, work and have decent places to live. So basically a bidonville, when we talk about a bidonville here in Port-au-Prince, we're talking about places, ladies and gentlemen. It's kind of like you have a bunch of corridors and then you have houses inside houses inside houses. Everybody is in your business. There's so much that goes down into these homes because there's no such thing as privacy. There's no wall. I mean, it's just, I don't even know how these people live like that, but they do. Especially, I could have never understood how people live like that when I started to visit the countryside. And I was dumbfounded and asking myself, how could people leave such luscious lands to move into these bidonville? So we're talking 20 years ago, things were not the way that it were. But what you had is you always had these less than nothing, these diarrheas, that's how we're going to call them, who came here and who wanted to work governmental position, but they never understood that their job was to create social equalities for everyone. Even if, let's just be really honest, guys, no one is ever going to be equal to the next. I am never going to be equal to you. You are never going to be equal to me. It's just the way it is. We have different gifts, we have different things. But here in this country, whether it is that you have, whether it is that you have not, whether it is that you live in a big home, whether it is that you live in a slum, you don't have access to running waters. Now, there are those of us who are able to, you have to do so much to have access to the electricity, and half the time you have to bathe in a bucket in the year 2022. Even with myself, it's frustrating as hell. It's downright impossible. You still have people till this day where you have people who have homes that the bathroom, you cannot flush the bathroom. And you have people who are in high position who glorified that aspect of Haiti, saying that people don't come to Haiti for the luxury. People came to Haiti for the rustic life. So you come to Haiti to go into a little hole and to do your number two, or to use a bag to do your number two. We're not gonna get into it. Let's focus. Otherwise, I'm not gonna finish with this topic discussions. So pretty much, over the years, you have a lot of the people who settled. And the reality of it is, I remembered like right now in Port-au-Prince, where exactly do people live that you're not part of a slum? Because it's infiltrated all around us. So very few of us are able to live decently, right? Because everybody, it's kind of like, this is why I said it was a problem from the get-go. It was a problem from the jump. So what you have now, when you go to the countryside of Haiti, all you see is empty lands, because you had all of these people who came here in the cities and who settled into these bidonville, and they, had kids after kids. They ended up living there, right? And it's nearly impossible. So, and when the last president, actually the last president who really, I don't know, but who had an inclination for these children was President Aristide. And if you watch the videos where I talked, I analyzed the president, I let you in on the fact that President Aristide had Famille Valas. And one of the things President Aristide was well known for was the fact that he really was a father figure for these kids. His organization, Famille Valas, did a lot for these kids. And this is why these kids really took a liking into him. That was a president who was loved by the people, whether we want to admit it or not. President Aristide didn't have to buy off these kids. President Aristide didn't have to do these things that we have now. So where exactly is this phenomenon of gangs? When we are saying the gangs of Haiti, because at the end of the day, these kids, they don't have a voice. They are children, like I said to you before. I have grown nephews, well, teenagers now. I also have teenage nieces. So I can only imagine if they didn't have the structure that we try to imply into them, what would they turn around and get into? We've all been young, and now it's even worse because you have what? You have access to the internet. Everybody has TikTok, everybody has Instagram. So these kids are able to see really how the world works. And they too want to have access to what everyone has access to, right? The gangs that we have here in Haiti. And I want to let you in on the fact that in less than a year or so, whoever has been able to infiltrate the mentality of gang membership into these kids did it successfully. So that means that this government has failed us over and over and over again because they could have used that same energy to build schools, to build fucking hospital, and to make sure that these kids had access to something. Because at the end of the day, everybody is frightened, right? So these kids they don't, listen, guys, listen, Haiti is a poor country, okay? I don't care what people say. I will never care. And there is too much of a difference between people who have and people who don't have. There is too much of a greater difference. There is no in between. So when anybody who doesn't have is looking at me, someone like myself in Haiti, that person, if they're not envious, automatically they become very sad because they know that they would never be able to have access to what I have access to. Someone like myself in the United States, I could look at someone like, I don't know, the president of the United States and aspire to be like that, right? Because you know that you can work hard and get there. You know that there is a system that is in place that you too can have access to certain things. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the most absurd thing in Haiti when you have people who have vehicles and they feel like they are all that because they have access to a vehicle. This is how much of a low standard of a country that we have, right? So when we are talking about gangs, it was very important for me to come here and to explain that phenomenon to you. These kids are not criminal kids. These kids have been infiltrated into what they are doing right now. So it's a double hit of a crime to whoever is behind this bullshit. Because if they should be judged, they should be judged for all the crimes that these kids are committed. And they should be judged for what they are using these kids for. Because at the end of the day, all of them are children. Very few of them are fucking my age. Not even my age, not in their 30s. You're going to find children as young as 5 years old. These kids are infiltrated, right? And they do it because they know that no one cares about them. Guys, I have worked with street kids for the longest time. Okay? I have interacted with street kids, right? When you find street kids and they sense how much, I remember when I used to stay in Kabik, they used to come, right? And I took a liking. They would just come and, children will remain children, whether they are poor, whether they are rich, whether they are black, whether they are white, green, Chinese, Asian, I don't care. Children will remain children. And what you pour into them is what you're going to have. Oh my God, I feel like I'm about to cry. This country has failed us in so many levels that it's not even funny. I have witnessed one time, it was around the days where I used to love to roam in the streets of Port-au-Prince. And we went into a place in Delma. It was called Epidor. And I ended up buying a lot of stuff. And then we didn't want to carry everything in the home where we were going. So it was around the time where I was doing also a lot of my volunteering. So one of the ladies, Hey So Need, if you ever watched this, she said, let's call on the kids because they were outside. Usually you find them outside. They are the kids that are going to ask you if they can, like, wipe your shield, wipe your car. So we asked them if they wanted to come and sit with us and eat. Do you know that the fucking security guard at that place asked us to have these kids get out? He said that these kids were not allowed to stay there and eat with us. I was like, what? Pukisa. So they can't, you know what? He looked at these kids with such hatred. I could not believe it. And the kids would not eat with us. Do you see the mindset? I also remembered this is where you have to understand psychology, right? You have to really understand psychology of the mind. Before someone infiltrates you into something, they brainwash you, they crumble you, right? They break you down, they make you low, they crush your self esteem, they make you either have to do that or nothing. I question the implication of past President Axel because at the end of the day, some of his sermons was always making sure that these kids had some type of envy and hatred toward people of lighter complexion. And I've seen street kids who are light complexion, right? And toward people who have. This is why when it was time and they had the whole chaos, these kids took on arms and they wanted to defend them. But now you have something that is even worse. Guys, listen. 2011, I came to Haiti 2009, and my degree is in criminal justice. Okay. So my goal had always been to work in juvenile delinquency prior to me coming to Haiti. That was really my goal. It's so funny. My younger sister ended up doing exactly what I wanted to do in the US, but that's exactly what I really wanted to do here, not even in Haiti, in the States. Now, I finished in 2008 with my associate degree, and then, we had the recession. So when we had the recession, I wanted to work in centers, but none of these centers were open. Fast forward to the journey, you guys understand how my journey came, and I came to Haiti, but I still had that idea. I still wanted to open a rehabilitation center. So that was at the time, and I don't know if it's safe for me to mention this guy's name, although he died in 2011. Given the state of this country, we're not going to mention his name. One of these days, I will give you the story of that gentleman that I met that they murdered. He was also a guy who worked here in the police department here in Haiti. And I remembered where, at the time, I was conversing a lot with people that I saw. So I used to work. I don't like to really mention people's name these days just because of the state of the country. So I was working, and we're going to say I was working for X, okay? And I mentioned to X, that person, that, hey, that was 2010. This is what I really want to do. I really want to open a center. I really want to work with juvenile delinquency. And that person said to me, this is the person you're going to meet, Z. Right. So X said, this is Z. This is the name of Z. You need to get in contact with Z. I know Z. Z is a person of integrity. Z is the person that you need. And this is the person that's going to guide you because that's their department here in Haiti. Right. So in 2012, I ended up working in a university in Fondois. So I met X, Y. I met Y. So again, as I was working with Y and I started to work together, and Y used to work for the police department here in Haiti as well. And I said to Y, this is really what I want to do. I want to open a rehabilitation center in Haiti. This is my idea. This is my goal. Y said, this is the name of a person. And who was that person? That person was Z. So that was the second recommendation that I was getting from different people to meet with Z. They said that. So Y told me, you need to meet with Z. Z, I've known them, I've worked with them. Z is a person of integrity. Go meet with Z, and Z is going to direct you. So when Y said that, I said, I need to meet with Z. That's the second person who referred that person to me, who referred Z to me, and who spoke very highly of Z. So I remember when I asked my dad to take me to the CPG so I could meet with Z, and my dad did. And I met with Z. Okay, Z was a very handsome man. Okay, but I remembered when I was talking to Z, I always look a lot younger than my age. And around that time, I remember I was literally growing my hair out. So I must have looked probably 10 years younger than I was. So I must have been like, when I met Z, I must have been 28. I'm guessing to myself that Z probably thought that I was like in my early 20s because of the way he was looking at me. When I started to converse with him, he never talked. He just observed. He never said anything. He never moved. Not one muscle in his face was moving. The man was literally observing me. And when I was done and I looked like, okay, like you're not going to say anything. And then he said, well, and then I remembered he didn't really say it like that because at the end of the day, but he kind of like wanted to ask me, you are a little bit young to be doing this work. Like, do you know what you're doing? But I guess, I was so passionate in the way that I was talking to him. He warmed up a little bit. And Z is the one person who said to me, when I was talking to him, he said, well, are you willing to also work with street kids? Because he said to me that in Haiti, we don't really have any delinquency the way the US have it. What we have in Haiti, we have street kids. So is your program, is what you want to do something that is going to be open to street kids? And I said, absolutely. Yeah, I have no problem. I would love to work with street kids. And then, he calmed down a little bit. But Z is also the person who let me know that on the Duvalier regime, there was a center around, I think it was either Corfu or Corfu Fur, right? So when he said that, and he told me that if I was, don't forget, I have 12 people here. I have 8 likes. You have to like the video, even if you are in passing. Thank you so much. If you want to, of course. So Z said to me, there was a center that Duvalier had done, right? He said there was a center that Duvalier had done for these kids. And then he said to me, the center still exists, although it's not in the condition that it was supposed to be. So he said to me, are you interested in to go in and you can see the center, you can get a feel of the center? Because if you're gonna work in that department, there's a lot of things that I have to start briefing you on. And I said, absolutely, I have no problem. And then the other thing that man, it was the very first time in my life that someone had started to talk to me and was warning me. Z started to warn me into this work. Then I couldn't really understand the undertone, or I couldn't really even understand like the seriousness of what he told me. I met that guy in the beginning year. That guy literally got murdered in April 2011. They murdered that guy. And I remembered he warned me. He warned me, ladies and gentlemen. One thing that he warned me again, one thing that he said to me, he wanted to know if I was truthful in the work that I came to him, because he said that he's gotten approached many times before from bigger organizations such as UNICEF, such as, Save the Children. He said that they've sent so many invoices already, like he's received people. So I was definitely not the first person to come to him and offer these things. And he said to me that sadly, it never came to nothing. Now, the other thing that Z said to me was that I needed to be aware that a lot of the time, it was not an outside job, the way that the kids were there. So meaning that this is why, if we go back to the series that I put out regarding the deportees, I told you before that anybody who would want to do anything at that level legally with deportees. Like if you wanted to have an serious organization when it comes to deportees in Haiti, even if you wanted to work with stray kids in Haiti, these are red zones. You need to know about these things. So when you see Haiti, it's like that. I very much need for people to understand that it's planned accordingly because they use these kids. They use these deportees for these actions that we have right now. They use them for these actions that you have. But guess what? This is probably why the heavens were like, no, you need to come forward and talk because the USA, what they usually do, because you know they are also always, if you are someone who's going to watch it and who's going to feel a particular way, because I'm always throwing the US government, please do your research about the government that you are supporting. These guys are famous for this shit. Okay, they do that for a living. Okay, that's what they do. They keep countries like Haiti like this so that they can move forward, right? In Haiti, you never have any freaking leadership. So when this is why I remembered when I talked to you and I said to you in my deportation series that anyone and the who would have the idea to come in a country like Haiti and to do, oh my God, my nose are so stuffy all of a sudden. The devil is a liar. Who would come to the country of Haiti and who would feel like they want to do this type of job. This shit is a red zone. You cannot do it. It is all plain like that, right? I mean, not to say that you cannot do it. You actually could. And I actually believe that moving into the New World Order, so much is going to change. But I really wanted to come forward because right now what you have people that are behind these things that are happening here in Haiti that are using these kids and making sure that these kids, because don't believe that if you're watching this and you are literally sitting in a country like the US, right? When you have these kids that are part of the gangs, right? A lot of times they don't even know the actions that they are committed because they are under some heavy drugs, ladies and gentlemen. We're not even talking about crack cocaine. No, this is expensive drugs, believe it or not, that people who have the money do. Okay? They smoke things that are off the streets. They drink things that are like cleaning. You find little kids that are addicted to these things, right? And they infiltrate them with this madness. So a lot of these kids, when they commit this heinous act, because they literally can burn you alive. Who in there? How criminal do you have to be to burn people alive? How criminal do you have to be? And I'm not even gonna dive into the spirituality of things because some of you are just not ready for that level. Okay? Here in this country, when you hear about streets gangs, you hear these kids. Unfortunately and sadly, these are kids that are left out on their own to fend for themselves. I've always said this before, and this is why when I go to the US and when I talk, oh my love, how are you? Thank you so much for being here tonight. Nikki, it's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Sophia, thank you so much for being here tonight. I will get to the comments in a minute, guys. I just want to focus and finish this discussion. So when you hear of street gang kids, it's not the model that some of you are accustomed to hear it. It's really not. Go back to 2003, 2004, right? The US government used up a lot of these kids, right? And what they will do when these kids are done with doing their assignment, because it's a sign. Right now, the kidnapping has taken such a different tournure. This is why I've said to you guys that it's just not safe to be in Haiti at all. Even with myself, I tell myself, like, I have to have the control of the streets. I need to figure out how this new wave of kidnapping is operating, because it's just not operating the way that it was operating back in the days. The way that it was operating a couple of years ago is that, people really needed to know you. They needed to know that they were going to get the money. They needed to know that, okay, that person has such and such money coming in. So a lot of times, if you're someone who banked with Haiti, and you did heavy banking in Haiti, it could not even be heavy banking. Let's say that I remembered one of the guys I used to a subcontract with an organization, and that's one of the reasons that I never wanted to be employed by them. But because part of the work that they had was that you needed to receive fundings for their students, and you needed to give that money to the students. But guess what? A lot of these monies that you had to receive for the students, you received it wire transferred via Western Union. And we're talking about, you could be receiving in a week's over $5,000 that you had. I was like, no, who does that? But that was their way. And eventually, guess what? The person who ended up having that work, I didn't want anything to do with it. I didn't want to that. You go one day, you go pick up that type of money. The second day you go to pick it up, the third day, these guys are after you. In order for you to be able to do such work, you would have need to always be going into a different location to never let them know that you were. And then it was not safe. And we're talking about 2012, let alone now, right? So I remember one of the things that I counseled that organization to do was to have a bank account. Like, all you needed was to have a bank account, and you actually could pay the students, stuff to their school. So the kids would not even have access to that money, because a lot of these kids also pocket the money. You're talking about kids who don't have money. So when you see organizations operating like that, there's something behind, because if you have your papers and if everything is legal, all you have to do is go to the bank, right? You go to the bank, and if you are the person who is hired, all you do is you wire the student, the school fees. You just wire it to each school. And if you have to allocate some money, because they were also giving money to the kids, then you just give the money. But it's so risque to do these things, right? So now, ladies and gentlemen, moving into 2022, you have, in less than a year, the largest organizations that I have ever seen in my life in the country of Haiti about gangs. These kids are organized, they terrorize, they have access to all forms of guns. The police are afraid of them. And it's kind of like, who had the idea, ladies and gentlemen, who had the idea to use up these kids in such ways, to organize these kids? And also, these kids, they take pride in the work that they do, because they tell you that no one cares about them. And are they right or are they wrong? No one cares about them. It's not like in a system like the US, where when I go to the school, and I always tell these kids, you have, whether you want it or not, there is a welfare system. You have access to food. There's food stamp. You have access to electricity. You have access to toilet. They still give you the basics. And I know so many people sometimes who use up that system. It's not like this, honey, in Haiti. If you don't get up every day to bust these streets in Port-au-Prince, you are going to be hungry. And when we talk about, also something that's so, it used to be very laughable for me back in the days, is I know that I have a lot of people who watch my videos who are not necessarily, Americans, but I always refer the US, because this is where I used to live, right? So just so you know, when you hear kids in the US, they always feel like they want to be tough. They talk about, oh, I'm a street guy. I used to be in the street. But look at this. Remember this deportee who came 2 years ago and who literally was crying his eyes out like a baby because he felt like Haiti was the last straw for him. Remember that guy? Yeah, because when you come to Haiti, big, that's that real gangster shit right here. When a lot of these people that are in the US praise themselves as to being, oh, I'm a thug, no, let's come to Haiti and see how much of a thug you are. Because when we say street kids in Haiti, we're talking about kids that literally sleep on the fucking street. Sometimes they used to sleep on Bagaloo, we would say under the gallery downtown Port-au-Prince. So they sleep on the street, ladies and gentlemen, and as soon as the sun comes up, they hit the street and they gotta make their money sometimes to eat. You don't know that reality. I don't know that reality. It's a harsh reality. It's not a joke reality. A lot of these kids, they are on survival mode. So they don't care. I've never been hungry in my life. Never. I have never had a time in my life where I had to ask myself, where is my next meal going to come? No. I have been very, bratty and not wanting to eat whatever was around and staying hungry for my own. I've never had to worry about where am I going to live? Where am I going to sleep tonight? I've never had that. But just because I've never had that, that doesn't mean that I cannot empathize with that next person. It hurts my heart. And they teach us that when we see these kids, we have to be afraid of them. They teach us that when we see them, we have to put our windows up. No, I never do that. A lot of the street kids that I met around 2011, 2012 were displaced kids from the earthquake. Mes amis, if we have to bring the USA into justice, how many things will we have to bring them forth for the wrongdoings that they've done to us? A lot of these kids that I met around 2011, I remembered they were displaced from the fucking earthquake. They didn't know where their parents were. They couldn't remember where their parents were. So they didn't have a choice. They just became street kids and they let up. They teach us that when we see these kids, we have to be afraid of them. They teach us that when we see these kids, we have to push them. I don't. Not so long ago, I went, yes, they are hungry. I don't give a damn if they're going to steal. I would do the same if I had to feed myself. I would do the same. Never say that you wouldn't do the same. You know what you would do if you were in a certain position? I would do even worse if I had to feed myself, if I had to make end meet, and if I knew that there was no way for me to turn around. What government? Where can they go? And the saddest thing about that is that give it a year or two and these kids and we don't find a way to stop this gang shit, the US is going to come down and send an envoy and they're going to wipe these kids out. That's what's going to happen. They're going to wipe them out. It's so, I wouldn't be able to tell you their position because like I said, and like I'm just not caught up into what they have. The only reason that I've been paying recently, especially this year, is with the rising of the insecurity. And because, I have to make my moves and I started to pay attention, I'm like, okay, there has been a shift into the whole kidnapping movement. It's not done now. Now you really have to pay attention to yourself because it's not a matter of, it's really no longer a matter of, they know, it's no longer, it's not moving like that. It's moving very differently. So, and you need to go over on my DL consulting firm and watch the two-part series that I did about the shakedown. I go into the pointers from the commerce. Go check it out. So basically, now what you have is that this is the thing. Whoever, and I really feel, guys, that it's just not one person that's behind this thing. It's a whole chain of command and organization, because they know that nobody is really going to pay attention to these kids. They know that nobody is going to say, hold up, how is it that these kids are able to organize themselves and do such operation in such a short time? What is the brain? What is the mind behind it? Guys, it's basic. It's basic. It's basic. You have kids who have absolutely no repair. They don't know where to turn to. They don't know who to ask. And I am definitely sure that they've probably done a brainwash them, kill their self-esteem. When I tell you that it's such a hunger for these kids, so couple of years ago, it must have been 2007, 2000, probably 2008. Around that time, it was around that time that I was warming up, and I was really coming down to Haiti, especially around December, because you guys know that I've always mentioned to you that December used to be one of our best time here in Haiti. So I remember we went to a bal. A bal is one of the lavish parties. And I was not really someone who used to walk the streets, because I grew up, when my parents had vehicles, they drove me everywhere. So I was not really a person who was accustomed to just even going from point A to point B on the street. Like like in Creole would say, so I would just be walking in the middle of the streets, or trying to find my footing, with my heels and stuff like that. So this one time I'm going to the bal, and I have this heels on, and we are up in the mountain. So we're going to the Fleurville, which is up in the mountain. And I'm trying to walk, and I'm trying to, find my balance. And this little bitty kid, just very little. And he says, Bum Kembe Mel, like, let me hold your hand. So I said, okay. And I'm literally letting him, and he's barefoot, okay? Mind you, I'm on heels. There's a lot of rocks, and I can't even, I'm petrified to walk. This kid is barefoot and little bitty, and he's holding me. And then he's like, put your feet there, like, mete piola. And he's barefoot. So, I'm holding him. The kids behind me, my friends, they started to laugh. They were like, oh, pa, so when we get inside, I'm so happy. And I say to him, I'm not going to give you no money yet. You got to stay here. And I say to him, Tan when we parle, no? I said to him, are you going to go home? He said to me, no, they usually stay until after the party, which party is in Haiti? And it's like after 4 o'clock. And then he says, no, they usually hang out. They watch other people's cars. And then I said to him, when we are about to go, I'm going to give you the money. So he said, okay. So when we're leaving, I'm paying attention. And as soon as I come out, there he is holding my hands again. So I'm like, okay, let's do the same thing over again. So when we get to the car, now, of course, I was carrying American money. So I start to pull out my money. Now, this is my boo thing, who literally helped carry me walking down these hills and bringing me back up to the car. So I pull out a lot of money out to give to him. Mind you, he was a really young guy. He must have been like 5 years old, not even literally 5 or 6. So I give him the money, and this older guy, he must have been like maybe in his 20s, just grabs the money from him. And we were already inside the vehicle. So I get out. And then all of the kids had to get out, because they're like, oh my God, don't start anything. And I said, no, give, either you give him the money or you give me the money. And then, the kid so this is when the kids told me, why did you give him all that money? And why would you give him American money in front of all these kids? Like, he's really a kid. So do you see? So I ended up giving him some Haitian money. But this is just to remind you of when you, even when you want to bless them, the younger ones, you can't even really bless them. This is a second scenario that I told you. I told you about another scenario with the guy at the food place who would not let these kids eat with us at the food place. So you really have to understand when people are talking about these gangs, a lot of them are street kids who had nothing left. Like I said to you before, everybody is fleeing. And yes, are they terrorizing right now the population? They're more than terrorizing the population. They have codes. They tell people there are certain towns where they literally will announce that they're about to come. But who's behind what they're doing? And why is it that it has not stopped? Of course, it has not stopped because the president of Haiti has been assassinated. See, the problem that these Haitian people have is that they took it so lightly, the fact that the president died. What else did you think was going to happen? Of course, also, the population was so tired. And I feel like there has been, so when we even talk about, we're not, I mean, we could get into it, but the transport of guns. A lot of these kids, they have guns in their hands that cost so much money, but they can't even afford to buy a little bit of milk to drink. It's sad. I'm a mom. I'm a mother. You don't need to birth kids to understand these things. But what about those of you who are true mothers? There's no Christmas for us in Haiti. Last year was hard. This year, I don't even know what the hell. There's no spirit. But some of these kids have never had anything good happen for them. They tell me things like that, and people use up these kids. They use them. They use these kids. I will look into my archive and post a picture maybe tonight, maybe later tonight. When I used to be in Jacmel, let me tell you what happened to me, and I almost got caught into some madness, right? So you guys know I used to rent houses, and I told you guys that there were a bunch of kids who started to come, and I let them come. Like they wanted to come around me. I let them come, and they would come. They would keep me company. I used to call them Timun Glow, because they are the one who would tell me where to be at sea and where not to be at sea, because I didn't know the water like that. They would hold my hand. I have that connection and that relationship with kids, and then they would tell me how to do for the wave to come, but they would also tell me where not to go so that I don't go into the current. So I took a liking into this one little boy. I really took a liking into him. And then, he would come around, and I remember he would bring me mango, and then he started to tell me his story. So basically, his mother didn't care about him. He told me that his mother would cook for everybody but would not give him any food. And he told me that he felt like it was because he doesn't know who his father is, but it appeared to be that his father probably was very either abusive to the mother or kind of like neglected the mother. So she turned that animosity toward him. So he told me that he had to feed himself. He had to do anything to even buy like a pair of sandals because the mother would not give him anything. So I really, really took a liking into him. So every time I came, I would tell him to come, and we would clean the perimeter of the house, and then I would give him money, right? And then I started to bring things for him, and I would bring for the other kids too. And he even told me that there was an organization in the town, and they are the one who, he told me that they came, and you had to be a part of the organization. I think the organization threw them a party, and he told me that was the first time in his life. Mind you, he was 11 when I met him. He told me that was the first time in his life that he ate cake. The first time in his life that he ate cake. So I took a liking to him, and I gave him my number. So when I was in Port-au-Prince, I was like, you know what, if you need anything, just relay moi, pas de problem, tout ça. Do you know that I don't know if he, being so happy that he found me, was telling people about me, or if there were probably eyes who saw that I was building a relationship with him. This kid started to call me and ask me to bring him some crazy stuff. He started to call me and ask me to bring him money for this, money for that, money for that. But in my hearts of hearts, I felt my intuition led me to really feel like I just felt like it wasn't him. Because when I used to be around him, he never asked me for anything. He was just too happy to be around me. So automatically I'm not there. And then you asking me for things that I feel like, what are you going to do with these things? Like, that's not even age appropriate to you. So automatically I started to ask myself, could it be that people around have seen the relationship that I'm building with him? And now, see, this is where the danger comes when people see that. So you have the older ones, or the more crooked ones, the ones that have been ingrained into that lifestyle. They see that you're taking a liking into that kid, and then automatically it's them telling this kid what to do and what not to do, and organizing sometime, for things to happen to the person that you like. But if these kids were well equipped, if these kids were well embraced, do you believe that that's how shit would have gone down? Do you believe that? Tonight, I don't want to really mess up your weekend, but when you are finished with me, I need for you to understand the reality that we're living here in Haiti. And I really need for you to reflect on it. That is really governmental wise, and what they are ready to do, because you have to understand, we've talked about the times. This is election times. They are using up these kids. A lot of these kids are being like told what to do. But when it's done, when they have done their jobs, when they have done what they told them to do, guess what? They're going to wipe them off like they never existed. Who's going to say anything? Because they are putting them into a category of, you are a gang members. So who's going to defend them? Nobody. Who's going to take on their case? Nobody. Who's going to stand up for them? Nobody. And the US will deploy a force to Haiti and will wipe them away as if they never existed, which is exactly what they always do. I remembered it was 2 years ago. I think it was my mom or my sister. They kept forwarding to me this one guy. I don't even remember his name. He's supposedly hi Arlene. He's supposedly a leading gang member here, but he's a former cub, right? So, his name, but it looks like some of his speech or what I'm telling you. But I think it was my mom who sent something to me, and I said, I don't want to watch these things. I don't want to listen to anything that he has to say, because anybody that is gang affiliated in the country of Haiti, one way or another, you're going to get wiped out by the US government. They're going to wipe you out. See, in countries like Haiti, the US government doesn't have any problem. They don't need to really work too hard, because they know the system. They know the system of Haiti more than the Haitians. They know how it works. So they let the Haitians do their own madness. They may deploy a few political past political prisoners with certain missions. But when you're done, guess what? They will always have something for you. You either have a drug case pen on you, or they wipe you out. Remember the case of Guy Philippe? How did that end out? You can Google him. Google Guy Philippe Haiti to read about that. They are famous for that, guys. Tonight it was important. I don't know why. Because I really believe that I foresaw what is going to happen to these kids in a few more years. What is going to happen to them? They're gonna wipe them out. They're gonna wipe them out. And these kids are being employed, used up, abused, raped, young kids, male or girls. You don't know the abuse that people go through in Haiti. You don't know what it means to be a Haitian person. You don't know that reality. And as you know, as someone who sees right through the madness that people are doing, it is such a duty. Do you really believe that I want to do come 2 years ago? I talked about so many heavy topics. I think when I was talking about adoption, this should nearly ruin my December. But I don't know. I just felt like it was important because many never believe. I never believe that what you do or what you're gonna say, everybody knows about it or everybody has heard about it. No, your perspective and what you say has value in life. That you have a voice, it doesn't matter. The way that you see something, the way that something is happening from your perspective, it's very important because you just never know who you are going to impact. You never know whose awareness you're going to raise. Many people are not even they don't know about these phenomens. And the news these days is so crooked that this information or it's crazy how this information get deformed. So imagine, ladies and gentlemen, just imagine our young kids in Haiti are so intelligent. How much money as a Haitian person are we losing in a fucking day? These days, if you have any children that live in any developed country or even, in they have access to the internet and you find that they are into illicit activity, bayo baton depuis en les rivières bas. There, there's so much money to be made. So much. Do you know how much money I've lost on by being here only in Haiti? I don't even think about these things. You don't have the basics in Haiti. How many kids here on YouTube? You guys are watching me on YouTube. Right now, everybody's putting out videos on YouTube. It's Vlogmas. YouTube is filled with content. Do you imagine the business that people are making, whether advertising, whether this, whether that? YouTube only? Haiti doesn't have access to PayPal. So even if you wanted to do YouTube as a creator, you still need another address. So if you don't have, this is why when I talk about the bulk of the Haitian people leaving, fleeing, going even right next door to the Dominican Republic, because the Dominican Republic is moving. It's moving. And also here in Haiti, people in Haiti are very like Haitian people, until they are able to understand that there is enough for everyone, they're still going to be into that shithole. Because that's something that I have dealt with. That's something that I have seen Here in Haiti, people are unwilling to show you the ropes. This is why you should pray for me every day and thank God for me who comes here and who put out all this information for you guys. Because no one, I was the first person. All of these videos I told you before, if you just watch these videos, I had no guidance when I came to Haiti, and I lived in Haiti. My own parents never took my hand and said, this is how things are done. They even now, I'm putting out consultation. This is everything that I never had access to. My own parents never sat down and said, okay, do you want to buy land? Well, this is how you need to go about it. This is how you have to go about it. I have to learn these things. And I'm like, why is it that these people are not teaching us what we need to know? This is generational. Generational. I seen this lady, and I think I mentioned her. She's very, very famous here in Haiti. And I was on her page earlier today. And I seen how her boyfriend or whatever, now what they're doing is that they are opening up their platform and they are doing promotion and visibility for people here in Haiti. Guys, this is a story for another time. I will definitely bring this to my channel to tell you the madness that comes to Haiti when you want to support a youth, when you want to support someone and give them a few visibility. Sometimes you have to protect that person if they live here in Haiti, because this is how much they are nasty, dirty. So you would work into a place and you would see a talent. If you want to promote that talent, if you want to promote that person who has that talent, you have to be careful, guys. Because you having your eyes for that next person, wanting to promote that person, could be the death of the person. This is the country that we live. So until we have that mentality of wanting better, of understanding that there is enough for everyone. I started doing YouTube, I started doing vlogging, and there's so many people. We have the beautiful life in Haiti with Marie that is doing such amazing work. Now, that's another person. I'm happy when I see the work is continuing. I started it, but hey, other people, there's room for all of us. This is why I tell you that, yes, I do consultation now, but in a few years, my goodness, I can only imagine how many people are going to be doing consultation for Haiti. How many different, I've already drafted my consultation firm. This is why when you see DL consultation firm, it's not my consultation, because I'm living in the future. I already know that in a few more years, I will not be the only person doing consultation. So instead of being all in my feeling and based went to no, let's join together. So you'll have that expertise, I'll have that expertise, the next person will have that expertise. This is how people talk. This is the human. This is how we're supposed to live. This is how Haiti is supposed to move forward. This is how developed countries move forward. This is how the Dominican Republic. So until we are able to change ourselves, until we are able to understand that there is enough room for everyone, there is enough for everyone. You don't need to go into that next person and feel we all have different skill set. We all have different resources. Different resources. Why is Haiti the way that it is in 2022 going into 2023? Why have we let our doors open for people to come and meddle in what we have going on? People can only divide you when together you are divided. That's the only way. It's easy for the US government and these other guys to do what they're doing to our Haitian people. And
Why am I going to? You find people that get so offended. Okay, I'm lagging. Sorry, guys. My phone is getting discharged. You find people that are so offended. You find people that it's kind of like these days they live under the blogs, they live under every Haitian post to talk, but that's all they're good for. That's all you're good for is to talk. Where is your action? Where is your action? I was looking at something that I think it was the Haitian Times, and it was I'm not so sure if that person is I think it's I think it's a Haitian businessman, but it's someone who's made a lot of investment here in Haiti, and someone who said that they no longer want to invest in Haiti, and they feel like, they've wasted all the money and all their investment. I understand and I agree. Guys, you don't know the level of quietness that I have to do, because the number one thing that we need to realize and that we need to understand with ourselves as Haitian people is that there is enough room for everyone. That's what we need to preach. So the investment a lot of time cannot only be monetary. The investment has to be an investment of the mind. The investment has to be an investment of the soul. That's investment, guys. The investment is to know that no, don't look at Daisy and feel a particular way about me and feel like, oh my God, look at her, she's doing this. No, look at her as, how can I support her? What are the resources that she needs? What is she in needs of to continue the work that she's doing? How can I, enlarge her network? That's the investment that we need for ourselves. But until that we understand that and we see that, how can you come to Haiti and be okay with the next person never having the possibility to do anything and you feel good about that? Because some people have a complex, like they feel good when they feel like they're superior of someone so that they can use the people up. One thing, if you came to my house, never find me to do, you will, I cannot for the life of me bring any buckets to shower. This upsets me to the bone. I just can't do it. So I always get people to bring water for me because I really feel like if I do it, I don't know how to tell you how I feel. Like I really feel like if I have to bring buckets of water upstairs, like it makes me feel, it just brings my reality in front of me. So that is the one thing that I try to avoid to do. So when there's nobody here to bring buckets of water for me, I shower outside. I use the rainwater. I'm shower lavishly into rainwater. I have enough water to shower, or I take the water outside. But I have a bucket. I'm not doing this. That's the one thing, guys. Ask my parents. They complain all the time that I have people bring all the time water upstairs because you guys know I use a lot of water, but I just cannot do it. I cannot do it. When I go into the countryside and I visit my grandparents, I go to the source, Marilan Rivière, Marilan Canal, Pumbini. I'm not doing the whole Ashishe Globotidlo. I just can't do it. That's the one thing I just cannot do. If you are around me, you're gonna be like, oh no, no, I can't. I just can't. I get so angry. I just cannot do that one thing. I cannot bring buckets of water upstairs. Like, ooh, it's just too much for me. But anyways, guys, I am not gonna keep you long. Thank you for being here with me. You can open the discussions. If you have any questions right now, let's just be on the chat before I log off. Like I said to you before, I don't know why this has come on my spirit yesterday, and I felt like it was important for me to bring this topic in and to talk about that, because the way that these gangs or has been literally organized, and at the rhythm that they have moved, and that they are, how can I say in English, like they are gaining territories, if you would, right? And they are like they have, you have to obey it's just it's so organized the way that it is now, that I know that it's just something they're using them up. But one thing that I also know is that they're going to wipe them away. They're going to wipe them away. That's a very, very certain on. So I don't know. I had to come, and I had to be here and share these things, because these kids, they don't have a voice. There's no one. And now that I have this is it stigma, or how can I say, now that they put them into, and the funny thing is, I don't know how likely that the people here in Haiti are taking this issue, but even if you have a teenager in your house, you should be worried if that kid is not going to join these things. Because at the end of the day, you have a non operating country, you have no economy, there's nothing, there's no money flowing into Haiti, no money flowing. What is an economy, and what makes the money flows, right? What makes the money flow and what makes an economy? It's something like when I get paid for a service, right? When I get paid for a service, you have someone like myself, I have different people that I pay, right? I have a barber who comes here, I pay. I have my nail tech who come here, I pay. I have people who help me to do certain things, bring groceries for me, I pay. So my money helps the economy of Haiti to flow. You have people who don't live like that. You have people who are stingy, they don't want. But like I was telling myself today, a lot of time my mom would say, oh my God, look at how much money that you spend. You always, you're spending money to do your hair. Like, imagine how much you would save if you were not doing these things in your hair. Yes, that is the truth. But the reality is that I'm helping someone. I don't look at it like that. I'm looking at that the person who comes over to do my hair for me now has a budget based on the money that they're getting paid from me. My nail tech knows that, okay, now I have that client, I can budget on their money. So that's the economic flow of Haiti. But has Haiti been having any economic flow lately? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Where are people getting any money? Businesses are closed. This country in 2023 is gonna get worse. For people to go to a salon, for people to go to, you watch the dating, I think the dating story, or the dating in Haiti. I have a video like that, and that's when I first came to Haiti. I told you I went out with someone. It was 8 p.m. There was not, the restaurants were empty. So imagine now, where are people going? Where are you going to eat? Is the food even fresh to eat? Is the meat fresh? Can you I have not been in restaurants in Haiti since 2019. I would never. There are, the I told you guys, the supermarket, everything was closed because of the situation with no gas. So have restaurants been operating in Haiti? So where is that economic flow? Do people have money to do certain services? So where is that economic flow? So these kids are getting employed. You have to realize that a lot of them don't even have the money. Sometimes they only get employed just to report. Okay, like they need someone. They're watching you, and they're asking these kids to monitor. They pay them. There's no economic flow, there's no money. Have you ever been without money and you can't do anything? Think about that. And something that I never do, but I'm definitely going to say to share this video. I need for you to share this live. If you watch it now, if you watch it after, it's very important because I need for as many people as possible to understand this whole phenomenon that Haiti has. Because one thing that I don't want, despite what is going on, I would hate to have these kids be wiped away, which is what is getting ready to do. A lot of the media are not sharing what we are enduring here in Haiti. A lot of the people that are into music, although there are things that I cannot share, um, maybe they are afraid, which I can understand, but there are things that I cannot share, guys. But the situation in Haiti goes deeper than what we know. It's greater than what we're saying, but at the end of the day, what I know is that the wheel has already turned and is already shifting. So whether they want it or not, whether they like it or not, it's a changing world. And the same way that they are employing these kids to wipe away at people, very soon their own families are going to get wiped out. It's just the way that it is, as above, so below. You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow in this life. Nothing that you do. Never believe this, guys. If I'm here in Haiti and God has blessed me to not have a problem, is because of what I have done in the past. You reap what you sow in life. I hate when I converse with people and they tell me things like, "Oh, you know what? This, yo, you know, Munsayo, yo sissy, yo say." I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. And this is why I think it was the last slide that I made with you when I told you guys that a lot of the crimes that you see, it's not even the kids that are doing that. They use them up. Just like now, it's convenient. Like I said, someone said that it's convenient. Oh, throw it on them. Throw it on them. Just like I said, oh, it's the gangs. Or throw it on them. And a lot of time they don't even know about this bullshit. So when it's time to take them away because they know too much now, they know who is really employing them, they know really what's really going on, they're gonna get wiped away because they don't have any lawyers, they don't have any you know, like droit humain, none of that. Listen, I'm going to say this one thing, and then if you guys don't have any comment, I'm gonna log off. Go watch, I cannot remember which, it's a very old interview. It's an interview of the rapper 50 Cent from the USA, right? I was watching that interview. He had it at the Breakfast Club, right? And there is a one particular, I'm gonna look for it over the week and post it for you guys, because in that video, 50 Cent is very well known with a lot of money, but that was a couple of years back, maybe over 10 years back. He was talking in the Breakfast Club and he was saying how he wanted to get into UNICEF, like he wanted to use up his money to start bringing food to countries in Africa. He wanted to use his money to places like Haiti where they portray that we don't have anything. He said that the minute that he started, he got tapped. He got tapped from the US government. They said, hold up, red zone. We don't want you there to do these things. So even prominent Black American entertainers, if they really wanted to, them too would have to submit a consultation with myself because they will take you out in a heartbeat. Kanye came to Haiti recently. He went to Le Cap. And I was very interested. I was like, I wonder who he met with. He flew directly from the US to the Cap Haitian. Kanye West, he was in Haiti. They didn't really talk much about it. I would be very intrigued to see who he met with because you know Kanye. So if Kanye takes a liking into Haiti and say things like he wants to support Haitian people, I mean, you know, nobody's going to try to stop him. But then again, Kanye would need to know the ropes of Haiti because you don't want to, a lot of times, the good deed can turn around and bite you in the butt, which is what happened to Wyclef Jean. You know, all the madness that went down with Yele Haiti, Wyclef was not privy of these things. This is why I tell you again, for those of you who are interested in doing anything in Haiti, you need to have your consultation. Very important. When you don't know the ins and out, you get eaten up, especially when you have the money to back you up. You will be very surprised. Okay, Arlen says, I remembered he met with Moise as well. Really? I didn't know that. I know that he came. They didn't make any news of that. They never talk about that. I think it was someone who sent me the article or something like that, or I was talking to someone who forwarded the information to me. They didn't talk about it, they didn't broadcast it, but I knew that he flew in. And you know, we had other artists that came to Haiti, but just briefly, I remember Beyonce came to Haiti, but she only came for like a few seconds and left. But I know that Kanye's visit was different. Kanye literally, I don't know if he stayed, but Kanye came to Haiti and met with people in Haiti. So now Arlen is saying that he met with former President Moise. So so there's until Haiti has good leadership, there's so many people. Okay, Pierre just said he met with the president. See, I didn't even know that he met with them. So you see, until you have credentialed people who are in position of leadership, you're never going to have Haiti move forward. This is why, again, 2023, you guys are old enough to vote. If you've never voted, you need to vote. It counts. It counts. It counts. Make your voice heard. It counts. Okay, he said the video. Oh, really? Oh, should I type Kanye West visits to Haiti? I'm going to find it. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. See, I didn't even know that. I'm gonna look for it over the week and see. Yes. Okay, I will do so. I will look for it over. I really now I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna listen to it. So you see all that? I didn't know that. Mm, it was on the news. So you see? So President Moise had a lot of things cooking for him. He had Kanye coming down to talk to him. He had China. He had Russia wanting to support him. Yes. Oh, he wasn't alone. Okay. But I know he didn't come with his wife then. Maybe he came with bodyguards or maybe security personnel, but I know he didn't come down with his family. I don't think he came down with his family. And it's so weird, guys. Like two people, because the one thing about me, I will tell you this about myself. I write to people. Like I'm not the person who is afraid. And sometimes I find people, they can't talk to me. Listen, I'm the person who's writing to people. I've written so many times to Kanye. I have. This is a guy that I would like to work with. Let me tell you who I would like to work with. Kanye is someone that I really wanted to work with. Praz Michelle, I've written to him in 2010. In 2010, and I've always said if only I could get the possibility to talk to Praz. And then Ti, I really, really wanted to work. I've never written to him, but Ti has a lot of creative ideas. And given that he grew up in the streets, and he really was involved. There's also this other guy. What's his name again? Wow, he's old. He's like from the south. Trick Daddy, Trick Daddy. Because these guys, when you think about if you want to work with juvie, if you want to work with street kids here in Haiti, And although the issues are not the same, right? The issue are not the same because, like I said to you before, here in Haiti, these kids, it's not like they really have, they are into criminality. They're not. But when you take someone like, someone who had that mentality, who was into the streets life in the USA, right? So when you someone who's into the street life in the USA, they are the type of a people that can appeal to these kids and teach them and give them hopes. Because I used to work and run workshops with organization that did not even employ street kids, but who had orphans. And one thing that I faced a lot when I was trying to do my workshop on resume writings, workshop on job interviews, it was I had to literally give a pep talk because these kids felt that it was not something that would ever apply to their lives because they felt like they would never be employed in Haiti. So that's one thing that I've learned a lot in doing my work in Haiti, which took me so long. Like a workshop for me in Haiti would take me forever because I literally had to build on their self esteem to even attend the workshop. Sometimes this organization would register, pay me. So imagine, listen, I'm not trying to put myself above everyone. I have my therefore how we say that I'm not always the nicest person, but one thing about me is that I have a lot of integrity. So imagine if you are working with someone who doesn't have integrity. It could be so easy for me to not want to motivate these kids because at the end of the day I already have gotten paid. So I could just go about myself and go about my day and be like, whatever. But no, I got paid. So a lot of times these organizations, they would pay me, but these kids would not want to show up. They would not want to attend these workshops because they felt like it's not for them. They felt like it's never going to be for them because they're never going to get a job in Haiti. So you have to understand the mentality, going back to the beginning of the video where I told you about the fact that they probably crush them. They're crushing them. But it's 1 hour and 46 minutes. I know a lot of you have to go to work, go to school, go about your day. Tomorrow is Monday. I don't. I tomorrow I do have to get up early because I have some work to do, but I don't have to have the hassle of going to a job per se. Share this video, guys. It's very important that you do so. People need to understand and people need to see, people need to hear these messages. It's very important lately when I post something that you share it. Very, very important. Not quite sure if I will be on my Instagram page this week. If I am, you will see the video because I actually need to start focusing on are things getting better there? No, it's not. In my opinion, it's not. It's nothing is getting better. Okay, it's not. It's not gonna get better not until you have a government body. It's not. And between you and I do not believe that Haiti is going to have the same type of government body. I don't believe that Haiti will have a president moving forward or democracy and none of this other thing. I don't believe so, and I don't think we should. Now that's a discussion for some other time. It's too late, and I'll be there forever. I really don't think that we should. I've been really thinking about that. I have a video that I've worked on, and I talk about Haiti moving more so as like a check and balance system because this whole presidency and this democracy, this is something that the United States came and told us to do, and Haiti has not been ready to have a democracy. You've seen it, and look at this. The Haiti is not ready for any democracy. So this whole we need to stop gobbling down what other people are giving to us because it's not working for us. We need to have our own system. I believe that Haiti can have in place a structure of government body where definitely the army needs to be there. Just different sectors with their own strength. But as far as like a president, senators, deputies. No, this whole system needs to change, and it will change. Mark my words, it will change. All right, guys, I'm gonna let you go. I appreciate you. 13 people stuck with me, 15 likes, almost 2 hours later. It was an impromptu live. I really felt like I needed to come forward and talk about this. It was a message that the heavens wanted me to come and say to you guys. So don't forget, if you want to be a part of the event, you need to submit your registration at dlconsulting 83 at gmail.com. If you also want to have access to the consultation, you need to do so between December 22nd and January 9th. I will not be receiving any registration for any consultation, and some of my services are going to Linda Johnson. Haiti always had gangs. What is drug trafficking gangs? Okay, if you say so, Linda, thank you for your comment. I'm logging off. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. And I will. So these are these are thank you so much, Arlene. Have a blessed night, guys. God bless. Have a beautiful week. But to answer you, Linda, yeah, you said what is drug trafficking? Drug trafficking is not gangs. It's not in that manner that I am speaking on these gangs. I'm speaking on these gangs that is happening right now with the system that has been put into place. That's what I'm speaking on. You're speaking of the drug trafficking, which involves government officials together with the U.S. government, together with other officials from other government. This is not really the focus. That was not the focus of tonight's discussion. Okay? All right. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.